Hey everyone, it's Coco here. I know it's been a while since our last upload. We were supposed to release episodes 9 and 10, but never got around to it. Grin and I took a little break. Life happens, you know? But we're back. With that said, let's jump into today's episode. Like any convention.
Yeah.
It's just not Comic-Con, but just your very first convention.
I've never been to Comic-Con. It was just an anime convention, and it was the first one I've ever been to.
Seriously? That was your first one?
Yep.
Wow. That's crazy. Yeah, my very first one was that the year I met Stan Lee. The one that's on my
Oh, yeah. You paid.
my Facebook profile pic. Yep. That was an amazing comic convention. And I found out the following year, or wait a minute, no, it wasn't the following year. I want to say it was maybe 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago. The wife and I went back to a comic convention that was held in the city that we're both in, except it was called something different. It was being displayed, or however you want to put on. The show was being put on, the comic convention was being put on by somebody else. It was all completely different, but it was still a Comic Con here in our city. I'm not sure if we found out from one of the vendors or if it was somehow the wife found out and told me. But basically, that huge Comic Con that happened with Stan Lee, because that was the second year that they had that Comic Con here in our city. But I found out that they got screwed. They didn't get paid.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's why we didn't see that particular Comic Con come back for a third, fourth, fifth year, and so on and so forth. It's just not going to happen anymore, because what happened to all those celebrities was real shady. They didn't get their money. So yeah, it was really shitty.
That sucks, dude.
Yeah, but yeah, man, it was so great. I got to meet so many people, celebrities that I grew up watching on TV and being starstruck the way I was starstruck, because you don't see celebrities that much, right? Unless you freaking go out to New York, California, or Florida, whatever, and see them. But that was my first time ever talking with celebrities for the first time ever. I'm not going to sit here and say I was a complete total creep, some weirdo, I got to meet, obviously, Stan Lee, number one, the reason why I wanted to go right before he passed away. And it was such a great experience. And I'd love to share that experience with all the fans and everybody else who hopefully will be watching this video. When I went to go get a poster that we had bought to get signed by him, I bought two. It was from this vendor, and it was this guy and his son. And they had a drawing of Stan Lee's face. Half of it was his face, and the other half was Spider-Man's face. And it was really cool. So I tried to be sneaky when I went up in the autograph line, because I got the Stan Lee VIP, the 3-day pass.
VIP bundle experience.
Hell yeah, dude. That was legit. I'm not going to lie. And I tried to be sneaky and try to sneak in 2 posters to get signed by him, because it was pretty damn expensive. It was like $50 for a freaking signature, dude. Of course I was going to try to be sneaky. Hell yeah. So I went up to the line, went up to him, and I put the posters down. It was kind of like on top of each other. He grabbed it, and of course the first one slid and the other one revealed. I got scared, and sure enough, they were like, "You gotta have to pick one, sir."
Oh damn!
I got caught.
I
got caught with my pants. I got busted. Caught my pants down. Oh no! And I had to choose right then and there which one. So I was like, okay, the top one. But the one underneath was that Stan Lee face and Spider-Man face, and he froze. And he looked at that. He grabbed it real quick and looked, and he was like, wow, this is awesome. And I thought in my head, I was like, yeah, it is. I wish you could just sign it so I don't have to pay another $50, dude. And he just looked at me. He was like, "Oh, hey, which one, son?" You know, and I told him the top one. He's like, "Oh, okay." So he did his signature thing, yada, yada, yada. I started going down the steps. When I reached the bottom, I don't know what it was. I just had this moment. I turned around. I looked up at him as he was still signing. And then I looked at the bodyguard dude that was at the bottom of the staircase. And I went up to him and I told him, "Hey, give this to Stanley." Because he was really, not want to say infatuated, but he was really appreciative of the artwork. He loved it because Spider-Man is one of his favorite creations. And when he saw that, his reaction, obviously, you know, to me, I was like, wow, okay, so it looks like he really wanted this. So I told the bodyguard, I'm like, "Hey, give this to Stanley." He looked at me funny, and he was like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Yeah, I can go back to the vendor, you know, and buy another one. But yeah, I see he really loved this. Give this to Stanley." Okay, yeah. So I saw him march upstairs, and he went behind him. He was whispering in his ear. He stopped him from his signing. And Stanley looked down at the poster, grabbed it, and looked up at me. And he had the biggest smile on his face that I'll never forget. And that made me happy. I put a smile on his face, and he shouted over everybody. He was like, "Thank you, young man." I was like, "You're welcome."
Oh, wow.
It was such a great moment.
You had a magical little moment.
Yeah, I did. But at the same time, as I was walking away, when I purchased the poster again, I realized that I stole a magical moment for this son and father to possibly meet Stan Lee. Because I told Stan Lee and the bodyguards, like, "Hey, that's the stand over there that I bought this poster from, if Stan Lee wants it." Because I think they asked me at some point too before I gave him my poster. But I realized, man, I stole a magical moment for those two. Stan Lee could have easily gone over there and bought it from them.
Oh.
I feel bad. But realistically, if you think about it, he's a busy man. He was constantly going around everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So who's to say that one of the bodyguards would have gone over there and bought it for him? You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So it's a 50-50. I don't know.
Yeah,
But yeah, I met him. I got to meet other movie stars. I met the guy who played, what was that character's name from Fantastic Four? Mr. Fantastic. I forgot the actor's name who played him in the original Fantastic Four movie. He was there. It was sad, though, because he had nobody in his line.
Oh.
I know. Who else? Oh, all the Power Rangers were there.
I think we had this conversation before, but aren't they like the original Power Rangers, right?
Yeah, the original.
Weren't like half of them like porn stars?
The dude who played the Red Ranger was.
And then somebody else was like missing a finger or something like that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, somebody's like missing a finger.
I think I forgot the
star.
No, that could have easily been the Red Ranger then, if anything. But I know the Blue Ranger dude was bullied a lot, and he was, yeah, it was really sad. I saw a documentary on it, and it broke my heart. He was a really cool dude, and he played the Blue Ranger, and he was bullied. He was teased about being gay or whatever. I don't think he is, but I think people made fun of him and stuff like that. It was really sad. But I remember talking with the Black Ranger, the guy who played the Black Ranger. It was really stupid though, but because he was just looking for the bathroom, and he came rushing out, and he was like, "Hey man, where's the bathroom at?" And I looked at him, and it took me a second to realize who the hell I was talking to. But I told him, I was like, "Oh yeah, it's right over there, man." He's like, "Oh man, cool, thanks." I was like, "Oh, I just talked to the Black Ranger." I was like, that's kind of weird that I'm excited that I told him where the bathroom was, but I got to talk with him. But yeah, I even got to talk with, for you X-Files fans out there, the guy who played the FBI director. Again, I'm real terrible with actors' names, but I got to meet him. I got to shake his hand and everything. I wanted to take a picture with him because as the wife and I were taking a break at one of the tables, here he comes marching around with his tiny little crew. It was like 2 people with him. And then I'm not sure if it was somebody that he knew or somebody that knew one of the 2 people that he was with. But I saw this lady getting a picture with him. And I thought, wow, cool. I wonder if I can get a picture with him. So I kind of scooted up next to him and I shook his hand. I was like, hey, sir, how you doing? You know, I was a big fan and whatnot. And I'd like to get a photo with you. He hesitated. He was a really sweet guy. He was really nice. I will say that. He wasn't an asshole. But it did suck that I didn't get a chance to get a picture with him. But he did hesitate when I asked. He looked at me and then he kind of looked around. And I guess he looked at the other 2 people. He's like, oh, man, hey, I can't. I would love to, man, but I can't. I'm sorry. It was a total letdown. But at the same time, but I mean, he let me down pretty easily. He was a really cool dude. But yeah, I got to meet him. There was like a whole bunch of other people too that I met.
Did you cosplay?
No, I did not.
I really wanted to cosplay to this anime convention that I went to. But
I remember that.
Yeah, I kept telling you, I was like, I don't know what to do. I finally settled and I was going to dress as Mellow or Mallow. I think it's Mallow. But the person I went with ended up like, oh, I'm not going to dress up. So I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't dress up either. And I didn't.
You should have.
Yeah, I probably should have.
You should have. So what?
I remember seeing Cholo Pikachu. That was probably one of my favorite cosplays.
Oh, God.
Uh-oh, I think
You didn't see any Cholo Star Wars?
No Cholo Star Wars. There's a lot of like... So there's rules posted up. It's like you have to have this part covered and that part covered. And
oh.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that, I didn't think conventions were just places where people would just like half dress up and like, show off all their stuff, no?
Their tetas and their ass.
It was definitely a different experience than I thought. I thought it was just going to be like a whole bunch of nerds, and that's only half of what you got. I remember thinking, man, this place is going to stink. It's going to smell like disgusting. So I've been to one other nerd thing, and it was a Magic the Gathering tournament. And the room was so smelly that I couldn't stand where my friend, he got to the last bit. He was like one of the final champion ones. I couldn't even watch him. It was so disgusting. So I had to wait outside, and like I remember sitting in the car and I was like, man, now I stink like that.
Oh, that's terrible.
And I thought the convention was going to be like that too, but when this convention was happening, everybody was, super COVID, so everybody's wearing masks. And my friend who went, his wife works at Bath and Body, so she gave him a little hand sanitizer thing, and it was like, oh, here you go, hand sanitize your hands all the time, because we'd always be touching the little games and the figures and shit. So every time I'd be like, oh, I bet it smells right now, and I'd like pull my mask down to smell, I would just smell the hand sanitizer on my hand, and I would just be like, oh, it's not bad. It smells pretty good, actually. But I want to go again. I want to go again after, I don't even think we can say but we might have to actually censor that out. But I want to go again after is gone, and I want to legitimately see, the stench.
Oh. I mean, I'm pretty sure we can still go to places no matter what.
Yeah, but like I said,
people are
going to be wearing masks. It's going to be like that same situation again where I don't smell half the stuff, and when I do, it's... There's this other part I remember. So before I thought about, and I was talking to you about this too, before I snuck in the soju, I was thinking about just taking like a 6-pack of beer and just shotgunning it in the parking lot. So I was trying to figure out how to shotgun stuff, and I think I got pretty good at it. At first I was like, really mediocre, and there'd be beer spilling all over the place. But after a while I was like a professional at this. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to take this 6-pack. I'm going to shotgun it in the parking lot. Me and my buddy, we're going to show up, and, we're raise hell, but he was like, "Oh, I don't really drink, and I'm kind of a lightweight." So I was like, "Oh, okay." Which led to me, eventually settling on the soju and just drinking it.
No. So, and I'm a little. Yeah, soju's the devil, guys.
No. Soju is your friend.
No, soju's the devil. If you don't know how to drink it, don't. I wouldn't. Yeah.
Mix it.
Don't
with
do
beer.
it unsupervised. Let's just put it that way.
Mix it with beer. It's called somek. Everybody does it.
No, stop. You're gonna kill somebody. There was a guy that I work with that works in another building. He actually had pineapple soju that he gave to me and one of the other guys I work with, and I was really excited. He gave that to me, but the other guy obviously never had soju before.
Uh-oh.
And I remember like a week later, or I think, no, because I remember we got it on a Friday, and then that Monday, the guy I work with was telling me, he was like, "Dude, I finally had that soju." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool, man. What'd you think?" He got quiet, and then he told me, "Yeah, I made a mistake." I'm like, "Oh no, what did you do?" He started laughing. He was like, he was sitting down playing Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, and he remembered he had the soju because he was thirsty. He wanted to drink something, and he didn't really have that much. And some of the stuff he had, he wasn't feeling it. But then remembered, oh shit, I got soju that's in the fridge. All right. So he grabbed it. He drank straight from the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
He took a sip, and it was a pretty small. It was one of those regular small bottles, if you remember.
Yeah.
And he took a sip, and he was like, "Wow, this is really good, really sweet." But he thought to himself, "That's weak." Dude chugged the entire bottle.
Mm-hmm.
He was playing his game for a little bit longer, and then he had to get up to go take a whiz. He said that when he stood up, that's when it was over for him.
Yep.
Oh, I laughed. And he even told the other guy that too. We both shook our heads. We were like, "You idiot. Why would you do that?" He was like, "I thought it was weak." I'm like, "We warned you. Soju's the devil, man." I was like, "Be careful with that."
Man.
Wow, I remember you talking about that day that you wanted to go. I forgot why I didn't go.
You said you hated me.
Yeah, okay, sure.
You said you
I
hated
told you
me
goodbye
and you
forever.
would never make a podcast with me.
Right. Okay, and this coming from the one who laughs randomly at whatever I'm saying that reminds you of some cringy dude or whoever.
Oh, man. You've been good about it lately. You haven't been... The main thing is now lately is the list.
Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, the way how this all started with him making fun of me for having a
You make me sound like a
list.
bully.
He already, yeah, he is a bully. He always says lies about me, saying that I hate him and that don't want to make a podcast and blah 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 blah.
Facts.
Whatever. He is a straight up bully. All right, let's get this out of the way. And this is not a lie. He's a bully. He
You
laughs
lie
at my
to our
list.
fans like this?
But
All
the
of our
thing
3
is-
fans?
But the thing is that he makes fun of the lists because he thinks that I'm just listing random crap, depending on whatever the category might be. It could be video games, TV shows, movies, anime, blah, 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 whatever. Any list, he'll start laughing. He thinks that I'm just listing stuff. I remember the first time I started doing that, he laughed the way he does, like the way he is now. And he asked me, "Are you just listing stuff?" But I told him that I'm not just listing stuff. I'm listing stuff that I've either played or watched, depending on what it is. You know what I mean? I'm not just going to just list, "Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember Disney. Yeah, Disney had this."
That's what it feels like. I remember what
It's
I asked
not,
you.
though.
I said, "What is your favorite cartoon?" And then you proceeded to list
hard.
me an entire Hanna-Barbera list from like Cartoon Network, and then you kept like expounding on it, and I was like, he didn't answer my question. He just told me everything that was on Cartoon Network.
It's not just everything that's on Cartoon Network. And that's the thing that, again, from our 5th episode, I have way too many favorites, and it's ridiculous. It's hard for me to choose. It really is. I have a problem with that because to me, it's nostalgia. It just, every time I think about it, it just brings up really good memories, you know? But yes, it's hard for me to choose just one. And speaking of which, now, like we talked about a couple of nights ago, I finally have my Disney Renaissance film, movie, I guess you could say. It's not Hercules. It's Beauty and the Beast. It's not changing. It's because it was spot on. I was put on the spot. You know, I did not know what to think. Long, awkward pauses because I was trying to think, okay, what movie would I really choose? But the more time, if I get time to think about it, I will give you that answer. It's hard for me to choose right on the spot. But after thinking about it over time, Beauty and the Beast is my decision. Now, as far as just any movie to watch for the rest of my life, it's Spider-Man No Way Home, not Grandma's Boy.
Oh, wow. Poor Grandma's Boy, all 3 of its fans. Competing with fans.
Poor Grandma's Boy. I just remember when I was editing that 5th episode, there was so many random moments that you kept laughing. And some of it was because I was listing stuff, and the others, correct me if I'm wrong, but you said that whatever I was saying reminded you of some cringy, weird dude.
There's a lot of dudes you remind me of. The main one is Gupto. I don't know if you know him.
No, I don't. I don't know him.
Most popular for his top 10 hottest exotic female characters. He's one of those guys.
You get your popcorn and get your celery sticks.
It's exactly.
Actually,
I'm glad you don't mention, go get your popcorn or go get a snack to listen to us anymore.
Oh, no.
Because every time you did it, I could not hold it in. I just...
every time? All of one time?
It was more than one.
It
might have been 2, but it was definitely around 3. I know you had it in the bio, too. That shit was fucking funny.
No, you're the one who put that in.
You
there.
had it like the other way before, though, and I was like, "Yeah, I gotta change this. I gotta make it look ironic."
Popcorn and celery sticks. We actually there was this guy that walked into GameStop.
You fucking love GameStop.
I do. Hey, I am. I know the girls who work there. Yeah, they had this one customer that came in there, and I always do that nerdy voice, Star Wars, that voice, the nerdy voice, I guess you could say. This guy actually had that list.
Oh, he had a list.
Yeah, he was legit talking like that. And at first, it was so hard. I wanted to laugh.
Oh my god!
But I held it. I held it. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm not sure if this dude is being serious, if that's really how he talks, or if he's just being funny. I don't know. Dude was really intense. He was your stereotypical nerd, geek, however you want to label it. It was so weird. It really was. I know it's stereotyped in like cartoons and TV shows and movies, but my God. Like he was going into detail about like certain action figures and stuff. Like the year it was made, what was made with it. I'm sitting there just thinking like, wow, this guy is really hardcore.
Who was he telling? Was he just telling the cashier? Or?
He was asking. He was asking the girls at the front. He was looking for a particular figure, but man, he was going into detail. Yes, you happen to have the 1977 version of, well, I'm going to say like that, but not a year, but, he was going into detail, and he was really intense. By the time he left, we were all just like in silence.
Jesus Christ.
We had nothing to, he was really intense, but yeah. See, there you go with your laugh again.
I'm just thinking. Just thinking about how many times you've been there.
I go there a lot.
It's like you practically work there.
I want to say one of them joked about me. No, I could be wrong. No, they never did. Oh, I offered. That's what it was. I offered at one point because they had somebody who quit, or I don't want to say quit. Well, I think she probably did. She went to go continue her
OnlyFans career.
No, she was going to be a teacher, so she had to leave. So she was pursuing her career, so she had to leave.
OnlyFans career.
And they were kind of low manned. I think it was like only 3 of them, so they had to hire somebody else. And the dude is pretty cool. Yeah, they hired this guy. He's pretty cool.
Did you see that one video of that dude hitting on the GameStop chick?
No.
He like walks up and he buys a sticker and he's like, so you got a social media, Instagram? And he's like asking her like where she goes to college and shit. And she's like, she keeps rejecting him, but he's not taking the hint. It's really bad. It's really cringy.
Holy crap.
Yeah. But it makes me think like, who's out there hiring all these GameStop girls? I feel like there's a specific type of girl that works at GameStop, because I remember there's this one that I went to all the time too, and I thought the girl was like super super cute. So I tried talking to her too, but it didn't go too far. So I feel like we all have a relatable moment where we tried macking on a GameStop girl.
Not me, no way, because I knew that it would never happen because they were either taken or they have their own taste, so I would never even attempt it, so no way.
When you get to the point that they're taken, though. Oh, I just smashed my face on like the mic.
One more time, when you get to the point when you know they're already taken?
Yeah. That's when you know you're too deep. And
That's
trying to keep all the thoughts in your head.
Yeah.
Instead of going under.
Oh, I've heard many stories from the girls that work at that GameStop in that store.
About getting hit on?
Yes, it is hilarious. I'll have to tell you about it someday. Or if I say it like now, there's going to be a lot of stuff I would have to bleep out.
Oh my god. Is that graphic?
Yes. Not graphic. It's just giving it a way of like locations and all that other stuff. You know what I mean?
What a dirty Coco birdie.
Oh my. But it's a lot of funny stories. They had this one creep that came in there and gave him like a pamphlet of some kind. I'll have to look back on
it was just a Chinese buffet pamphlet and he was trying to do his job.
No, it was more like a sex pamphlet of some kind, like some kind of. It was really weird. Like I'll have to.
You unfolded it and it was like his length and stuff, diameter. So, lady, you like what you see?
I would say if you wanted to talk about. Oh no, never mind.
Oh. As Coco would say, spit it out, say it.
Spit it out. Get to the point. That was that one thing you said it would have to be an entire episode, but we'll probably have to do that another time.
Yeah. When I'm not, semi buzzed.
Oh wait, so you can't be semi buzzed to talk about that?
No, wow. You have to be you have to be full sober to talk about it.
Wow. Or else I'm gonna get lynched or something.
Yeah, it changes the whole dynamic of everything.
Jesus.
There's people constantly out there combing for it, and once they find it, they're like, well, you did this wrong, you said this wrong, you did blah 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 this, you blah 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 that, you said too much here, you said too little there.
Okay, with that said, then if we have to be that careful, then it's probably safe not to actually have it recorded then at that point.
Yeah, we could not talk about it.
We could, but
he's going back on his word. You guys.
No. I said record is a lot different from actually talking about it in person. Because you can say whatever the hell you want to say to me in person. It's not being recorded.
Are you inviting
me
out to dinner?
Oh. Well, with that said, I mean, are you free?
In today?
I mean, would you like to come hang?
It depends on where we're going. I'm not going to fucking Five Guys or I'm not gonna go to some fast food restaurant. Red Lobster or bust.
You want to go to McDonald's?
No. Did I tell you about their food? I feel like we talked about McDonald's already, right? Food hacks? We did. This was in the last episode.
Might have been. Yeah, we haven't really added that one yet.
Oh my god, just don't tell them all our trade secrets, why don't you?
Yes, it's top secret. I'm sorry, guys. It's super top secret.
Exactly. You guys don't need to know when we edit. Just like you
don't
need to know when our next podcast is coming out.
Oh, but they do.
No.
What kind of host are you?
I'm the best kind of host.
No.
I'm a spontaneous host. I show up at your house and you're like, oh, why are you here? I'm like, I'm here to talk about a convention.
I'm here to talk about our Lord and Savior. But yeah, that's something we can talk about offline. If it's that serious, which I find ridiculous.
Yeah. The whole thing, that's the thing, is the whole thing is ridiculous. Everything about it. There's not one moment that's not ridiculous.
I tell you what, I'll give you a choice. Either you can come out here to our place, we can hang and chill and drink on the patio, or I can come over there and chill. Your choice.
I feel like we need to talk about it, but I feel like it needs to be recorded.
There, be square. Recorded? No. Yeah. If it's that serious and we're going to get freaking lynched.
I'm not going to drink. It'll be 100% concise. People will know it's a watered down version. Nobody's going to find our channel. The 3 people here, they don't care.
Ridiculous.
It'll be fine.
You say that now, but until we start getting more people eventually,
then we could
pretty soon.
We could always just kill the whole channel. We could start over. It's easy. We know how to edit. We know.
Why would you do such a thing?
Sometimes
they'll find us. They will find us. The way you make it seem, that's how intense they are. So we could just kill it, like you said. You know, knock on wood.
Sometimes you just gotta take old yellow out the back. You know.
No. Nope.
That's how you get
safer options. You take the safer options. I don't understand why there has to be something recorded. It could be private. I'll tell you what, we could do that. It could be private, but it can't be public.
See, sometimes you just got to take off your pants and slide on the ice. You know, you can't be safe all the time.
Good God.
God, I'm so hungry.
I forgot. Why are you so hungry all of a sudden?
I don't know. It's because I've been drinking.
Possibly.
Is there any other... I feel like we should talk about one more major thing before we wrap it up.
I mean, sounds like you have something on
I literally don't know what I was going to say, and I think you can even hear in the recording where I was like, is there anything else you wanted to say?
I know at one point there was a lot of stuff I wanted to talk about. We were like, nobody cares about that stuff.
Nobody really does.
Oh, what the hell ever.
Once again, I'm not subject matter expert on that. Like I said, there's the term. Oh my God, I'm stuttering. The term nerd covers a wide range.
Wide spectrum. It's a wide spectrum, yes.
Yes. You have the pop culture shit, and you have the fucking niche, scary ass shit. You have so many things.
Absolutely. Were you a fan of Silent Hill at any point? Have you even played any of the Silent Hill games?
I have not played any of the Silent Hill games. But
are you serious?
I know of the one that everybody kind of hates, which I thought was kind of cool because they at the beginning you do like this psychological like, oh, what would scare you the most? But I heard that doesn't even really kind of play into it. It's kind of like what's that one game? Oh, like Twisted. It's not called Twisted Hour, but that's the only thing I can think of. Death Hour. It was some PlayStation exclusive, but you start off as
weird.
like you're the killer and you're getting interviewed, and he's like, "Oh, why did you do it? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? Oh, what scares you the most? Do you like clowns or do you like spiders?" And then you pick one, and then in the little next section, there's like a clown or a spider.
Huh.
Yeah, I think they made a spin-off game, but it was just like a card game.
Huh. That's odd.
What's with everybody in their card games?
I don't know.
Like Gwent?
Are you talking about like? Oh, you're talking about like within like a video game, not an actual card, like a physical card game, but
I remember
games. I don't know.
I remember playing Fable when that shit was like popular at the time.
The wife loves that game too. She remembers that. Yeah.
And they did this like Xbox kind of thing. I don't know what it's called, but it's like this stupid box and it spins around and you just play a bunch of card games and it's supposed to like connect to your other game.
Huh. That's odd.
Is that just what people do now? You like make a game and then you spin off to card games?
And then you have a little mini game within a game.
Yeah.
It's like Stardew Valley, how they have that little arcade game or whatever it's called within the game.
Yeah, Prairie King, and Dynamo Kart. Do you like Dynamo Kart?
I don't think I've heard of or played it.
No. It's the arcade machine next to the other arcade machine.
Ah. Well,
I liked Prairie
No,
King.
the reason why I was asking about Silent Hills or Silent Hills. Oh, I guess you could say it as in plural.
Are you going to mention PT?
Absolutely.
Did
you ever play it?
I mean, I didn't have a PlayStation for the longest time, but I have a friend who had it, and I watched him play it.
Ah. What'd you think about it?
It was definitely very unique. It was like a trendsetter. Literally everybody copies PT now. I don't think you can play a horror game without having a PT hallway. If you don't know what that is, it's where you walk down the hallway and you're still in the same fucking hallway and you have
it's just an endless loop, but there's also this other stuff.
Yeah, you have non-Euclidean space where nothing matters. It's just, it's the same fucking hallway. You keep going down it.
It goes on and on and on. But yeah, I'm not sure if you are a fan or know of the director Guillermo del Toro.
I like Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah, absolutely. Great movie. But I did not know that he teamed up with Mr. Kojima on that PT game. In fact, I think both of them were developing the latest Silent Hills game that was supposed to come out before it got canceled. I had no idea that he was a part of that team, that he teamed up to get that game underway. But I remember reading something recently that he doesn't see himself developing video games
anymore.
Again. Yeah, I didn't know that he developed. I need to look up to see if there were any other games that he helped develop.
Maybe Death Stranding.
That he teamed up. I don't know. It was really odd to see that because as soon as I saw his name, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a great director. Wait, he develops games? No way. I'm like, that's awesome. But yeah, he doesn't want to develop games, I guess, anymore. Really odd. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that is going around that's happening that I had no idea. Stuff that's being, shows coming back, shows being removed from Netflix and all these other platforms and yada yada, which makes sense because it seems that a lot of shows and movies and stuff are being pulled from Netflix, seeing that all these companies are having their own streaming services and whatnot. It's ridiculous. So all the Marvel TV shows are leaving Netflix next month. But it makes sense. It's probably going to be streamed on freaking Disney Plus because Disney owns them. It just seems that now Netflix is going to be, well, hopefully Netflix sticks around and survives. But, with all these other, again, these companies having their own streaming services now, It's becoming a thing. Obviously, cable is dead. It's all streaming services. You know, you have YouTube streaming services, you have Hulu, you have Paramount Plus, and so many others.
Trying to become the new cable TV.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Bumping up their
And
prices and shit.
I'm not sure if you're a Lord of the Rings fan also, but there's a lot of pictures right now for the Lord of the Rings TV show that's going to be on Amazon. Really cool. I must say, I saw the trailer during the Super Bowl. Really cool. And I know we talked about X-Men at some point.
Did we?
And I'm not sure if you ever watched the animated series in the 90s.
I watched one series. I don't know which one it was, but it was the one that goes da-na-na-na-na-na-na.
That's it. That's the one.
Okay.
They are picking back up. They are bringing that show back.
Really?
Yeah. It's weird. It's going to be called X-Men 97.
All right.
Really odd. I'm like, 97? Okay. All right. But we actually went when the wife and I went to the last Comic-Con in our city. We met the actor who played Wolverine, the voice actor.
Oh, I was going to say, you met Hugh Jackman?
Oh,
But the voice
dude.
actor.
He's awesome. He's a great actor. He really is. And I know everybody just looks at him like, oh, look, it's Wolverine. Oh, no, he does a lot of other films. He's a good singer. He's a good dancer. He's just an all-around great actor. He really is.
Na-na-na-na-na-na.
Is that going to be our outro? The X-Men theme song?
Our outro would be you saying,
dun.
you could dry hump Hugh Jackman.
Come here, you. Well, I'm not sure if you have anything else to talk about, or if there's anything else important or weird that you want to talk about.
I guess there's nothing I can think of at the moment.
I guess that'll do it for now. So, as always, if you're still interested, then be sure to smash that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on all notifications so you won't miss any of our uploads. You know, you won't miss hearing our lovely voices.
Or, comment something too. I still have yet to hear any comments, so that means I'm right about everything, right?
You're wrong.
I'm literally right about
You're
everything.
wrong. You're wrong. All right, everybody. We will see you next time on Dragon Ball. Oh, wait, nope. Damn it. Nope. Wrong thing. I'm sorry.
No, that's the right thing. Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Bye.
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 Bye, guys.